My Miami Marlins swept the Cubs 2-0 in the wild card round. Game one of their NLDS with the Braves begins tomorrow afternoon at 2 Eastern, and their manager, Don Mattingly, joining us on the program. Donnie, how's morale with the Marlins?
Morale's pretty good, Dan. I didn't know you were on the bandwagon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Whenever you win, I'm on the bandwagon.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
By the way, who gave you Donnie Baseball as a nickname?
Kirby Puckett.
Why?
Kirby Puckett. We used to do a dinner. Here's how it got started. We used to do a dinner up in Rochester every year, and a lot of guys would go for Ken Kaiser, the umpire there. It was for an orphanage up there. And, you have the hospitality suite, and guys were just having fun. And Kirby's always like, baseball, baseball, Donnie baseball, baseball, baseball. and it just kind of stuck. And that's how, for me, that's how it got started.
But did you ever feel weird, like Teddy Ballgame for Ted Williams, but did you have, like, you weren't uncomfortable with that nickname? Like, yeah, I'm Donnie Baseball.
No, for a long time when you're younger, definitely uncomfortable with it because of, like you said, Teddy Ballgame and guys like that. But now I have a lot more fun with it. I tell guys I'm Donnie effing Baseball
now. You can say that as you win a playoff round there after what happened at the start of the season. If I would have told you back then, hey, by the way, you're going to go to at least the second round and you're going to beat the Cubs in the wild card, what would you have said?
I'd have said you know what? I think we could do that. Quite honestly, especially when it got to the 60, I think the 162, we had a belief in ourselves because of the pitching. You don't know if that holds up. Your depth has to hold up over 160. But with the 60 and the guys we brought in with our pitching and the guys that we had like right behind them, you felt like, okay, we can stop some people. If we can put some runs on the board, we're going to be okay.
But how close did you think you were or your team was to maybe being shut down?
I think that got close. Listening to Michael Hill while we were in Philadelphia, and the numbers just kept piling up. And, and at that point, Dan, the stories were coming out that our guys were running all around Atlanta, and it made it sound like our guys were just being totally irresponsible. And, we couldn't do anything about it, but it just wasn't true. And it got going like it doesn't in the world now. It got a couple of guys, and that thing flew through our clubhouse. What you're seeing in Nashville right now with the Titans, you've seen it with the Cardinals. Once it gets started, when you're in a clubhouse setting, man, you're close in there, and it just took off.
How often are you tested?
Every day now. It was every other day, but since we entered the bubble, it's been every day.
Do you like the new format? Well, I guess you do like the new format. You moved on to the second round here, but could you see this being permanent, where it's best of three to start out?
I like the best of three. I think it's more fair. I could see the playoffs being expanded a little bit, maybe not to 16, but maybe a little bit more than it has been. I kind of like this bubble format at the end when you get down to the Elite Eight or the Final Four. I guess that's tough with cities, though, that once, fans can be there, that would be tough. But this is kind of fun because you were playing kind of at the same time every day. You play every day. You don't have to travel. The biggest problem is just being away from your family. And now that we're into this situation, if your family had quarantined, they could come into this.
How do you manage differently this season as opposed to any other season?
A little more sense of urgency. With the 60-game season, we told our players that. We told our players in spring, hey, it's time to turn the corner, and that we're in this thing, and we're going to be playing pennant race baseball. I told them I'm going to manage differently. It's going to be trying to win every game we can win, and that means sometimes pinch hitting for guys that they don't like being pinch hit for, and pulling pitchers a little bit quick. But you still have to manage the length of even a 60-game season. You just can't blow your bullpen up every day. You still have to use some common sense.
Yeah, that's what I wondered, and that's why I thought, Tampa and the Dodgers were the teams that I was picking to play in the World Series. I was looking at depth on these pitching staffs because at first I thought you're going to need at least 12 pitchers, and then I realized you might need 15 pitchers at least being available to you at some point here. Is that what this has all come down to? That we talk about offense, but this truncated season is about pitching?
I think it. I mean, there's been quite a bit of offense. I mean, we're playing one of the teams this round that's got a really good offense. But I think when you get into these series, you've seen it in the Cincinnati Braves series. These guys are good offensive teams, but good pitching. You're going to see 1 and 2 and 3. You're not seeing 4 and 5 in the middle of the bullpen. You're going to see the back end guys and 1, 2, 3, and there's a lot of good pitching out there. So if you have that, you got a chance to be in every game.
I look at these home runs and how far they're going, Donnie. Like Acuna hit one like 497 or so. Like these are preposterous numbers, aren't they? Like, do you remember home runs back when you guys played where you went that like a 420-foot shot was a bomb back then? It felt like, not now.
Yeah. There was a few guys, right? You had Big Mac and Canseco, and there was a few guys out there that hit them a long way. But now there's a lot more guys doing it. I think the ball still feels like it jumps. I think the players are stronger. I honestly do. I think the training is better. So I think they're hitting balls farther. They're taking more chances. They don't ever cut their swing down. I think we've talked about this before with the strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's guys pretty much go for it a lot and are trying to get the ball in the air. But you mentioned Acuna. He's a special talent, and when he hits them, he's got bat speed galore. When he catches them, they're going to go a long way.
Yeah, I wonder about that. Did you lift weights back when you played?
A little in the off season, and that's when it was just starting, kind of the Nautilus time, right? So that really helped me, honestly. Really hit the weights in the winter, but now guys do it kind of season long, and they keep up with the program pretty good. I just think the diets are better. The training is better. We want to rest them. We try to rest players now. That's before there was no real rest. You didn't think about that. Now you want guys rested, and I think players probably take a little better care of themselves than we did.
Well, what was the clubhouse spread like when you played with the Yankees, as opposed to what it's like now for these players?
Well, this year is different because we've been eating out of plastic the whole year.
Yeah.
Right. There's no group stuff. But in general, it's a lot better. Like there's a chef in every clubhouse right on the road in a normal season. So your guys are going into the ballpark to get a good lunch. Then they'll eat before the game, eat after the game. You're going to get 3 good meals at the ballpark, and it's just totally different.
What did you eat with the Yankees?
Whatever the guy put out. Sometimes you didn't want to eat what they're kind of, maybe a piece of pizza every once in a while you'd like it, but there just wasn't, like before a game, it was a cold cut or a candy bar. There was no real food in there.
Was there always beer in there?
Pretty much. There was always, that obviously changed with some of the things that happened with guys going home after games and things like that. So there was, and probably a good change because of, what goes on with guys in there.
Ever have a beer before a game?
No, never.
Did you believe what the Red Sox were saying, that they would cowboy up and, do a shot before the World Series? Kevin Millar talks about that.
You know what? That group seemed to be, they may do it, right? And probably if it wasn't something that was silly, like it was every day and 3 or 4, but if somebody just took 2 hours before the game, I can't believe they're going out there hammered or anything like that.
Did you get a say in what the uniforms look like? What do you think of the Marlins uniforms? Be honest now.
No, I think guys like the black. I think there has to be some changes because you can't really see the name and the number on it. We like the new logo for sure. When you see the old logo, I think the guys really like the new logo. In general, it's change, right? And when you're bringing in, you want to change what you believe in and how you do things. You want the perception change, so you have to change that. And I think Derek's did everything that's been based has been fan, participation. What do you like? Why the colors? So yeah, they're fine. I think guys in general like the new logo.
What happened on August 16th?
You tell me. I don't know where we at.
The Braves game. You yelled at the umpire. Some F-bombs in there.
Did I use the F word?
Yep, you did. And it wasn't Donnie F in baseball, by the way. But what happened here?
You know, it's funny. I think about you when I get thrown out. That's not good.
But you don't think about me during. You think about me after. If you thought about me during, you wouldn't get thrown out.
I know. It's funny because like Mel Stoudemire, he'll be next to me. He goes, "I knew you were going to go." I can tell. I can tell what it's built up. And that one, I was kind of surprised because I know I was kind of barking about the zone, but there's nobody in the ballpark. Who cares, right? There's nobody.
Well,
there.
that's why we could hear the F-bombs. There's nobody in the ballpark.
Probably.
And you know the magic words that you did it on purpose, right?
No, I didn't. I did not. When I got thrown out, I was surprised. And I didn't say the magic words until after I was thrown out. Then I'm walking up there. I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
What does your wife say when she sees that?
She laughs. She shows me the videos or she watches it and she laughs at it. And she'll rate them. She'll send me videos, other ones. And like I had people call me on that one and they said, "Oh, that's in the top 5." And I'm like, it didn't feel like it, right? It just didn't feel like that.
Well, compose yourself, at least for the first couple of games, all right?
I'm getting better. I'm getting older, Dan. I really calmed down. One time this year?
I know. But so you had managers though, like Billy Martin. He was strategic in getting thrown out, right?
I don't know.
He could do it in a variety of ways, it felt like.
Yeah, he probably could. And yeah, when he got fired up, though, it didn't. Yeah, he may have wanted to go, like he had somewhere to go.
And he probably did.
Yeah, absolutely. In Texas, I know one time he went, him and Mickey, but he got tossed, and by the 5th, he was gone.
Wait, he met up with Mickey Mantle and they left the stadium?
No, yeah, Billy, they did. Yeah. They were going. It was Texas, yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was a bar. The question was where they were going to, I'm sure, after that.
Those were just different times, obviously.
Yeah, but that's not who you were.
No.
No, because you were boring.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and try to, on the down low behind the scenes.
Now you're Donnie F in baseball.
Yeah.
Hey, congrats. What a wild ride. This is, will be interesting there with the Braves. That starts tomorrow afternoon at 2 Eastern in Minute Maid Park in Houston. Thanks again for joining us, Donnie.
All right, Dan. Good to talk to you.
All right. Don Mattingly.